Do you want to play the biggest instants and sorceries around in black and red? Then Magar of the Magic Strings might be the commander for you. But first, please subscribe. My crops, they're wilting without more subscribers. Magar of the Magic Strings reads 1 a black and a red, legendary creature, Minotaur performer. 1 a black and a red. Note the name of target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard and put it onto the battlefield face down. It's a 3/3 creature with, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you may create a copy of the card with the noted name. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost, and if this creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. 3/3. So, this deck is split into 3 parts. We gotta get cards into our graveyard, we gotta make sure we can actually connect with our opponents, and we gotta play super sweet massive spells. Entomb is 1 black, instant, search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Classic ability, but instead of targeting a creature like we normally would, we get to target a powerful instant or sorcery. Faithless Savaging is 1 in a red, instant, discard a card, then draw a card with rebound. If you cast this spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. Rebound is a nice addition to maximize value off of this. It's a pretty similar card to Thrill of Possibility, which is 1 in a red, instant speed. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Unexpected Windfall is 2 red, instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, then create 2 treasure tokens. These ones are a bit self-explanatory. Key to the City is a 2-mana artifact. Tap, discard a card. Up to 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. Whenever Key to the City becomes untapped, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. This does double duty of getting cards in the bin and also making our weird creature spell things unblockable. Anya Falconwrath is 1 black and a red, legendary creature vampire with haste. Tap, discard a card, draw a card. Whenever you discard a card, if it has madness, untap Anya Falconwrath. 1/3. The ability to draw and discard turn after turn is a huge boon to what we want to be doing. Auric Loremage is 2 black, creature type human warlock with tap, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. If it's an instant or sorcery card, put a +1/+1 counter on Auric Loremage 3/3. This is even better than Anya since we can just dump cards and beef up a single creature. Stitcher Supplier is 1 black, creature type zombie. When Stitcher Supplier enters the battlefield or dies, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard 1/1. 3 cards on entry, 3 cards when it leaves. Sure, we don't get to pick them, but turn 1 this is pretty cool. Cathartic Reunion is 1 in red for a sorcery. It is an additional cost to cast the spell, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. Classic. Faithless Looting is draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Flashback, 2 in a red. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. This is the kind of effects we're looking for, not much more to say. Reforge the Soul is 3 red, sorcery. Each player discards his or her hand, then draw 7 cards with Miracle, 1 in a red. You may cast this card for its Miracle cost when you draw it, if it's the first card you draw this turn. This is one of our targets to bring back as a weird spell creature thing, but also refreshes our hand when we connect and gets rid of excess cards in our hand. Seize the Spoils is 2 in a red for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card. Draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. Tormenting Voice is 1 in a red, sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card. Draw 2 cards. Unmarked Grave is 1 in a black for a sorcery. Search your library for a non-legendary card, put that card in your graveyard, then shuffle. I love that this is only non-legendary card and doesn't care about needing to be creatures. Wheel of Fate is a card we can't normally cast because it doesn't actually have a casting cost in the corner. Normally, we would have to suspend for this sorcery for 1 in a red. Rather than cast this card from your hand, pay 1 in a red and exile it with 4 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last counter is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. Each player discards his or her hand and then draws 7 cards. Another one that we turn into a spell creature thing and get a brand new hand with. Now, we go for cards that will help make sure we connect to actually trigger off these abilities we're trying to get. Prowler's Helm is a 2-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature can't be blocked except by walls, equip 2. Just hope that you don't run into an Arcades the Strategist deck and you'll be fine. These Tools is 1 in a black, artifact equipment. When these tools enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. It's an artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. Equipped creature can't be blocked as long as its power is 3 or less, equip cost 2. Treasure token is nice, but the big part here is the unblockable for the spell creature things we're running. Trailblazer Boots is 2 mana, artifact equipment. Equipped creature has non-basic land walk. It's unblockable as long as defending player controls a non-basic land. Equip cost 2. In Commander, this might as well be unblockable. I've seen people running monocolored decks and still throwing in Command Tower. Whisper Silk Cloak is a 3 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature can't be blocked and has Shroud. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. Equip cost 2. The best unblockable is true unblockable. Zephyr Boots is 1 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature has flying. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card, equip cost 2. This is great because evasion, and also helps us get spells in the bin. Finally, this brings us to the super cool, mega awesome, massive spells we're going to be casting for free, but quick side note. I may have put too many of these in the deck and not enough mana rocks for the official deck list, so it might be wise to cut back on these. Just an FYI, there were too many cool ones for me to make any cuts. Blood for the Blood God is 8 black, black, red. Instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Discard your hand, then draw 8 cards. Blood for the Blood God deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile Blood for the Blood God. I know, it's a Warhammer card, so some of you can't stand it, but come on, this is so cool, and it does everything the deck wants to do. It refreshes our hand, it deals some damage. Okay, that's all it does, but it's really cool. Explosive Welcome is 7 and a red. Instant. Explosive Welcome deals 5 damage to any target and 3 damage to any other target. Add red, red, red. This one's just kind of cool. Targeted removal, and it helps ramp us into more creature spell things. Kill, Maim, Burn. 3 red, black. Instant. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target artifact. Destroy target creature. Kill, Maim, Burn deals 3 damage to target player. I might just be running this one for the name. Sure, it destroys creatures and artifacts and deals damage, but most importantly, the name. Savage Beating is 3 red, red. Instant. Play Savage Beating only during your turn and during combat. Choose 1. Creatures you control gain double strike until end of turn, or untap all creatures you control, and after this phase there is an additional combat phase. Entwine, 1 and a red. Extra combat means we can deal extra damage again. To take an extra combat to deal extra damage, and you see where this is going. Worst Fears is 7 and a black. Sorcery, you control target player during that player's next turn. Exile Worst Fears. This can have us force one player to try and swing out at another player so we have an easy target to attack next turn. Volcanic Vision is 5 red, red. Sorcery, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Volcanic Vision deals damage equal to that card's mana value to each creature your opponents control. Exile Volcanic Vision. This can be good if we want to get one of our massive spells back for some reason. Rise of the Dark Realms is 7 black, black. Sorcery, put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. This is so cool, and it can end the game on the spot in conjunction with extra combats. Plague Wind is 7 black, black. Sorcery, destroy all creatures you don't control. They can't be regenerated. Ingaruk's Wake is destroy all creatures you control and all planeswalkers you don't control. Nice. Peer into the Abyss is 4 black, black, black. Sorcery, target player draws cards equal to half the number of their cards in their library and loses half of their life, rounded up each time. This can target ourselves in order to discard a bunch of spells into our bin, or we can just start tearing into a single opponent. Fury of the Horde is 5 red, red. Sorcery, you may exile 2 red cards from your hand rather than pay Fury of the Horde's mana cost. Untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. More extra combat will win us the game. Fevered Suspicion is 6 black, red. Sorcery, each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among those non-land cards without paying their mana cost. Rebound. This is sweet just for gaining a bunch of value. Curse of the Cabal is 9 and a black. Sorcery, target player sacrifices half the permanents he or she controls rounded down. Suspend 2, 2 black, black. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, if Curse of the Cabal is suspended, that player may sacrifice a permanent. If he or she does, put 2 time counters on Curse of the Cabal. This is just a pain for our opponents to deal with. Brass's Bounty is 6 and a red. Sorcery, for each land you control, create a treasure token. This is presently the only ramp we run in the deck, which is a serious problem. Seriously, if you are planning on running this deck, consider more ramp. But that's it. That's the deck. Did I miss anything? Yes, ramp. Did I miss anything else? If so, let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, why not give it a like? And if you really like this video, you can subscribe to my Patreon or even just my channel here. Either way, I hope you have a wonderful day.